with Barb. We have the first person, Diane. Hi, Diane. Thanks for joining me tonight. I'm looking at myself in my camera and I realized I didn't put any mascara on to like touch up my mascara. So it is what it is, right? I was busy today. My daughter and I were baking treats. And so I guess I kind of forgot. So it is what it is, right? Okay, I'm trying to get my iPad online here. It's taking a moment because my internet, or at least maybe it's my internet, maybe it's this iPad because it's like super old. I mean, I'm trying to think when I got this. It's probably at least 10 years old, honestly. And so it doesn't always connect to the internet super quickly. All right, let's see here. We need to do that. Open that up. And I think we're going to be in business here with this thing. So yeah. So I've got my reindeer headband on. So whoop whoop, getting all ready for Christmas. I have my favorite color is Christmas lights shirt on. And yeah, we're just ready to roll here. Am I ready for Christmas? No. But today is my last official event of the year because I won't be back until January 2nd. So I am taking next week off, obviously, because it's the day after Christmas, and my daughter will still be here. And so yeah, I just, it's Christmas. I don't want to work. So I'm not gonna, because I work for myself, right? So thank you everybody for joining me tonight. So as you guys know, when I do my weekly lives, I do 3 projects that become a card kit, and you can earn that card kit free with a $50 purchase in my online store. So this will be an actual 2-week kit. So you will have until midnight of January 1st. So while you're doing your, I guess that would be Christmas Eve or New Year's Eve. So never mind. Midnight, January 1st, you have to get your order in to get the kit that I'm going to share with you tonight. So, burned myself, so I've got a thing on my finger. Anywho, yes, I know I should enjoy a day off, and I will. Because my daughter and I like to go to, well, I've told you guys this before. I live in a giant town of about 15,000 people. And the really only place we have to shop is Walmart. Aside from, like, we have a downtown area, a Main Street area, and there are some cute little specialty shops down there, and we have gone shopping down there before. The problem is a lot of the stuff is how do you explain it? There's nothing wrong with it. It's just not my style. It's a little bit more like bougie kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Bougie furniture, bougie clothing, bougie artwork. And I am just such a super simple person. I don't ever buy clothing. I don't redecorate my house ever. It's the way it is. It's going to be like that until I die. I don't buy new furniture, so I don't have any use for the items that are downtown. So I don't go down there very often. So like I said, only the place we have to shop is Walmart. And typically the day after Christmas, Walmart has stuff on sale, like half off. So there's like a lot of things that we like to go shop for. Like, they'll come out with Christmas scents, like, hand lotions or body washes, body scrubs, things like that are like holiday scented, and they'll put them at half price off. So we go the day after Christmas to get the good deals. So it's kind of fun. It's just kind of like a tradition thing that we do. We go to Walmart the day after Christmas and get all the good bargains. So we're going to be doing that. So that should be fun. Then my husband and I will be heading up to Billings to visit his mom and my dad sometime after Christmas. I don't know what day, 29th, 30th, 31st, 1st, one of those days. We'll be heading up there to say hey to my dad and his mom and visit with them for a little bit. So we'd like to have Christmas with our own family in our own home. We don't like to travel really. And so we just like to be home for Christmas. So we don't, and we kind of started that when my kids were little. We just we just had Christmas at home. Santa came to our house, that kind of stuff. And then we would go up to visit, my parents and his parents after Christmas. So anyways, that's what we're going to be doing. So it should be pretty fun. I'll make probably a roast. That's what I make. It's like the thing I know how to make. I'm not a very good cook, but it's one thing I do know how to make. So yeah, it should be fun. I hope my son's going to come over on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. I hope. So fingers crossed that I'll get to see him both days, and his little doggy, who's not very little anymore. Anyway, what is everybody else doing for Christmas? Are you guys traveling? Do you like to stay home? Let me know in the comments what your preference is, if you like to travel to go visit people. Or, I mean, sometimes you have to travel to visit people. Like if my kids didn't live here, well, my daughter doesn't live here, but she comes home for Christmas. Let's just say she was married and had her own kids. I would be more than happy to travel, you know, to go to her house, to have Christmas with her and her children. I would be all over that. But as long as my kids are going to come home for Christmas, then I would just assume stay home. So there we go. Okay. What else do we have here? It's a winter white night in Minnesota. Oh, Wendy, I am so jealous. We have been having the most ridiculously nice weather here. And we're not going to have a white Christmas, which is a giant bummer. Because I do like snow on Christmas. I mean, I'm not wishing for a blizzard where people get stranded and all that kind of stuff. I just would like a little snow to cover the ground so that it's not brown. But I don't think it's going to happen. So you're very lucky. Unless it's a blizzard and you're going to get snowed in and there's problems, then you're not so lucky. But we'll hope that it's not like that. Okay. Joanne says, was just talking to my brother in Minnesota. Oh, 10 inches for him. Holy cow, that's a lot of snow. That is a lot of snow. Jeez. Yeah, I don't know if I'd want that much. That causes problems, you know, road problems, traveling problems. I wouldn't want anybody not to be able to go somewhere for Christmas because, you know, the roads were closed or something. That would be a giant bummer. So anyway, what else? Like I said, there's not a whole lot to say. Of course, I've been babbling for how long here? It's almost 7 minutes, and I've literally said nothing. So yeah, there's just not a whole lot going on. My daughter's here. We're going to do some baking. We're going to do more baking tomorrow and this weekend. And then we'll start getting ready for Christmas. So yay. She likes to wrap presents. So I have a whole bunch of gifts in there, in boxes with little sticky notes that say, you know, to whoever it is from whoever it is. And then she likes to wrap presents. So go ahead and wrap the presents. It doesn't bother me a bit. I mean, I did have to wrap some, but she likes doing it. So I'll just let her. Okay. Well, gosh, I mean, I guess that's it as far as the chit chat goes. Unless we've got anything going on. Mary says, hello, everyone. Hello, Mary. Yeah, I guess that's all. Yeah. Okay. Oh, I guess I will say one thing. I don't know if you guys have, noticed something in the catalog called A Little Bit Festive. It was like a designer series paper. And there was also, 3 sheets of like die cuts that came with it. So there was 3 sheets of designer series paper and then 3 sheets of die cuts, I'm pretty sure is what it was. And I have it, but I didn't really pay any attention to it and I didn't really use it. And at my team meeting, Christmas party, Tuesday night, one of my team members, Barbara, shared some super cute projects that she had made for her family using that pack of paper and those die cuts. And I just kind of went crazy. As soon as I flip my camera over, I'll share with you some of the cards that I have left. I did make a whole bunch and send some to a few of my team members who won some prizes that night during the bingo and the whatnot we were playing. So, but oh my gosh, it's just the cutest. And it's on the last chance list. It's like $8. So I think it's 20% off. So it's just, yeah, it's a lot of fun. I had no idea how much fun it was going to be until I started doing it. And then I just kind of got carried away and I made 10 cards just in a couple hours. So I was pretty excited. So let me go ahead and flip the camera and then I'll grab those cards and I'll see if I can find that Little Bit Festive thing. What? My thing said the orientation is blocked. I wasn't trying to go vertical mode, YouTube. I was just trying to get, sorry, that was a nice shot of my nose, but I was trying to get my phone in my silly holder here and get it flipped. And then I got to make sure that it's like a level and everything because I just really hate it when it isn't. Okay, let me see if I can find everything that I was just chatting about. Well, here are some of them, and then, okay, so this is what it's called. It's called A Little Bit Festive, and like I said, it's got 3 pieces of designer series paper in it, and this is what I kind of have left. I've got some scraps of it, and then I've got some 6x12s. So it's these 3 patterns of paper. Flip it over. And then there's just a ton of little die cut pieces and some frames and whatnot. And so here are some of the cards that I made just super quickly. Okay, here's one. It's just a very simple card with the poinsettias. I need to fix this. There's something wrong with my It doesn't want to get any tighter over here, but yeah, whatever. Okay, so here's one that I did. And I just added like a strip of white cardstock and stamped a Merry Christmas out of the Reindeer Fun Bundle. Here's another one. The Designer Series paper, a truck die cut, the same Merry Christmas, and then I just added a little strip of pecan pie under the truck just so it looked like it was driving on a road. The little stocking die cut, so cute. Designer Series paper, same Merry Christmas. And all these have the same card base. They're all cherry cobbler. Here's another one. This was one of the like die cut pieces, like not a frame, but it was just one of the layers that was in the kit. And so was this cute little mug of hot chocolate. And then I got the season's greetings out of the Snowy Wonder, also cherry cobbler card base. Here's another one, the little set of drums. I added 3 of the die cut little stars. That same Merry Christmas, cherry cobbler card base. This is a real red card base, and I added the tree and the presents, and then just added a sentiment from the Greetings of the Season bundle. And then here's the last one I have because I did send some out. This uses like a tree with some snow, another tree, and then a sleigh, and that same season's greeting on a pool party card base. So I literally just whipped these out so quickly, and it was so much fun. So I was pretty excited when I discovered that. And like I said, it was only $8. Well, I already had mine, so I did pay $10 because I've had mine for a while. But yeah, it's $8 now, so that's kind of fun. Okay, mailbag. I want to make sure I share these as quickly as I can because a lot of them are Christmas cards, and I just want to be mindful of the people and say thank you. This was from one of my dear customer friends, Carmen. She sent me this fun arrow point card. Isn't that fun? Love that. Thank you so much, Carmen. Appreciate it. What do we got here? This one is from Lynn. She sent this cute card, and I love how she used the birdhouse and then added those cute little snowflakes. So thank you, Lynn. I appreciate that. This is from Brenda. Look at that paper. I think this might be one of the papers, but I can't remember which one it is. But so it's just paper, and she's got a little pine cone there, and then some pretty peacock ribbon on a wild wheat card base. Beautiful. Thank you, Brenda. This is from Karen. One of the cute little gingerbread stars here from the Sweetly, So Sweetly? Sweet, I don't remember, Sweet something or other. I can never remember all these things, and then they come and go so quickly, I can't keep them all straight. But that was awesome. Thank you, Karen. This is from who? Oh, this is from my team member, Denise. So she sent me a picture of her beautiful family. I don't want to share that because she might not want everyone to see that. She had some weddings. Her kids got married this year, so she's got some fun pictures there. But she sent me this beautiful card using that Regal Flora paper. This one here is from Shella. So Shella did a cute little fun fold here. Love that. And then we've got that cute tag and then that little penguin from the paper, I'm pretty sure. Very cute. This is from Francie. So Francie did a super cute reindeer card. Love those reindeer dies. They're so easy to work with. So that was very nice of her. Thank you, Francie. This is from one of my dear customers, Teresa. She sends me these kind of things all the time. Look at that. She always sends me Starbucks cards, you guys. So that's very sweet of her because me and my daughter love going to Starbucks. We just went there yesterday, as a matter of fact. So thank you, Teresa. I appreciate that. And I love what you did with the reindeer on those postage label punch outs. Very much appreciated. And then my last one that I have to share, this is from, I think it's from Jean. Yes, this is from Jean. And this was a paper we had a few years ago, and she just cut out some of these fun Christmas tree kind of cookie looking pieces and added it to some Designer Series paper, and I just love it. So thank you guys so much for all those cards. I appreciate you thinking of me very much. All right, a little bit of business here. My product shares, I'm still taking reservations for product shares. I will be taking those through like January 6th. And then I'm going to place the order when the catalog goes live on the 7th of January. And then I hope to get these out to everybody somewhere around between the 15th and the 20th of January. So I have the I Want All Share, which is 14 different papers, 9 different embellishments, and then 6 different ribbons. And then I also have a DSP share, which is the 14 different Designer Series papers. So there is a link in the description of this video for you to get the information about that and register for those product shares. The special release paper, this is something I'm going to give out a free sample of one of these papers with every I Want It All share that I do sell. So if you're interested in the I Want It All, you'll be getting a little sample of one of these new papers in your kit. The last chance products, there's still a ton of stuff available, you guys. A lot of it's still pretty good discounts. Some things have sold out, but there are a lot of things still in the store. So if you are looking for some last minute gift ideas, maybe you've got some Christmas money you want to spend and say, like I try to say every year, Merry Christmas to me, get yourself some things and get them at a discount. You gotta love that. My host code for the next 2 weeks is this right here, the K6GG6D2S, and that any order under $150. If your order is $150 or over, please do not use the host code. Take the Stampin' Rewards for yourself. But if it's under $150, please use the host code, and then I've got treats for you. I've got a couple of PDF files that I send out. This one goes to anybody who orders anything out of my online store. You get the Marbled Elegance PDF. If your order is $50 or more, you also get the tutorial bundle for December, which is the online exclusive releases for the month of November. And then if your order is $75 or more, you will also get the Precut Cardstock Kit plus the files plus an embellishment. And this week, or this next 2 weeks, it's the Iridescent Pearls Basic Jewels, because I just love these things because you can color them with blends and make these shiny little gems, anything, any color you want, and I love that. So keep that in mind if you're needing to place an order. I would love to have your business. Stamp Happy Academy, the PDF file for this class will be loaded into Stamp Happy Academy probably sometime tomorrow. If you haven't checked out Stamp Happy Academy before, please do. We have a lot of fun stuff. Dina was live a couple days ago this week, and she did some really fun projects. So I think her stuff, the pictures are loaded. If not, she'll be getting those up pretty soon. We have 3 different membership levels. You can pick the one that works the best for you. Check out all the information about the different levels at stamphappyacademy.ning, which is the website name, or our website host.com. And then finally, adhesive kits. These make a great gift for people. And I still have one of these little guys left. So if you do happen to order an adhesive kit, you will get this cute little zipper pull made by my daughter. And the kits come in these cute little packages with the zipper. And this is the goodies that you get in there. You get an ink eraser, an adhesive eraser, a ruler, a little 6-inch ruler. You get some tear and tape adhesive. You get a sheet of each size of our black dimensionals. You also get some mini dimensionals that I don't have in here for some reason, but you do get a sheet of mini dimensionals and regular dimensionals, a stamp and seal, a liquid glue, and a box of glue dots. And there is a link in the description of this video to order yourself or somebody else an adhesive kit. Who wouldn't love to get an adhesive kit for Christmas? All right, let's get moving here. So I am going to be using the Softly Said stamp set tonight for my cards, and you may notice that I have a price on here. This stamp set came out at $25. It is now on the last chance list for $10. And I am a big fan of large sentiments because they take up so much room that you don't really have to do much else. So the cards that I'm going to make for you today are super quick, super simple, and basically just kind of focus on the sentiment and maybe a little bit of designer series paper. So you can use any type of designer series paper to copy these cards, and they would just make fantastic cards. Now, I like to always put in, or always, I normally like to put inside sentiments on my cards. Clearly, these are Audi sentiments. So I went searching through my vast collection of stamps and found this one, the Wild Ferns, and it has some really nice innie sentiments. So I chose this as my innies. So I'm sure you have plenty of stamp sets at your disposal for innies, and so you can do that. The other thing that I'm going to use tonight that you can't order, but I'm going to give you all the pieces that I use out of this bundle. This is called Linked Together. This is something that is new in the upcoming mini catalog. So it's in the January to April mini catalog. It is a stamp set, which you can tell is sentiments. It is a set of dies, which the dies are pretty unique and cool. So we have a stitched oval, a stitched diamond, this fun lattice piece, a couple of flower dies, 2 different flowers, and then some foliage pieces. So I will die cut all these pieces for you in the kit, so you don't have to have this bundle to make these cards, because I'm going to die cut these pieces for you. The collection also comes with a set of masks, and I have got a card here that I have created using the masks, the stamps, and the dies. And so I wanted to share that with you. So I took one of the masks and I put it on my Night of Navy card base. Is the lighting going to show this very well? Hopefully. You can see that I have Night of Navy ink on the background. I'm hoping you can see that. And so I just used my blending brush and added that fun border. Then I took a piece of white cardstock and a different mask, and I inked that up in Misty Moonlight, or no, boho blue, sorry, boho blue. And then I die cut this frame out of boho blue, and when I place it over my white layer, you can see that that particular mask is the perfect fit for you to get some fun images inside your die. And then I added the sentiment here, and then the little gems happened to come out of the itty bitty bouquet mix, and that's how I finished that card off. So we're not making this card, but I wanted to share with you how cool this bundle is going to be, so you can kind of get a little bit excited about it and maybe add it to one of your first orders, and then, you know, get some other things and qualify for a free celebration item. So those items, like I said, I will be die cutting for you. All right, so the paper that we're going to use today, and you will also get all the pieces, pre-cut pieces of designer series paper in your kit. This is one of the papers that's been recolored, and here's all the patterns. This one's called Serene Love, and I think I just whacked my camera. Sorry about that. And so here are the patterns. We have 2 Night of Navy floral patterns. We have 2 Lost Lagoon floral patterns, and then we have 2 Old Olive floral patterns. And then when you flip them over, they're just nice neutral kind of patterns. We've got some diagonal stripes and polka dots in Old Olive. We have 2 different kind of diamond shape patterns in Lost Lagoon. And then we have some stripes, and I don't even know what to call this, just some fun geometric pattern in the Night of Navy. So you're going to get all the pieces that I use out of this pack in your little cardstock kit to make all these cards. So let's start here. So for this particular card, let's see what we have in our little baggie here of goods. We have some Lost Lagoon pieces. I've got a card base of Lost Lagoon that's 8.5 by 5.5, a 4 by 5.25 piece of Lost Lagoon, and you can see there's some embossing there, and it is some leaves. This is also on the last chance list. I will do this for you for the kit, but if you don't buy the kit from me and you just want to get the folder yourself, it's called Leaf Fall. It's on the last chance list, and it is on sale for 10% off. So it's $9.90, and I will go ahead and run that through the machine for you. You're also going to get a layer of white for the inside, 4 by 5.25. This piece of Old Olive, this is a 2.25 by 3.75. A layer of white, this is 3 5/8 by 1 7/8. A layer of Pretty Peacock, this is like a 1 by 4.25. And then you're going to get 2 pieces of designer series paper. This is the pattern that we're using on this card. This is a 1/2 inch by 5.25. And then this piece here is a 1.5 by 4. And then lastly, you're also going to get a little scrap of the Pretty Peacock glimmer paper. That's also on the last chance list, and I will die cut this little leafy piece for you because, like I said, it comes out of the linked together bundle, and so I'm going to give that to you. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and stamp my sentiment. This card is going to be a Thinking of You card. Forgot that I already had my stamps out of here. And I'm going to use some Lost Lagoon ink, and like I said, these cards are going to be super simple because there's really not a whole lot to them because the sentiments are so big that they just take up so much room on the card that's really all you have to do to make a really nice card. Okay, and then we have the inside layer. So let's see, this card's going to be a landscape card. So I'm going to add this little strip of designer series paper down here at the bottom. So I've got some liquid glue here. Oh, and you know what? I keep forgetting to read the comments because my dumb phone is not showing me the comments anymore. Let's see. Julie's here from Utah. Joan's here from Canada. Sharon's said we've got, oh, my little cards that I shared with you. Great. Dolly stays home for Christmas and has a friend who comes and joins. That's awesome. Okay, so I think I'm caught up on the comments. So if you feel like sharing something with us, please feel free. I love to read your comments. I apologize that I always forget. Not always, but sometimes I forget just because my stupid phone does not help me out in that situation. It does not show the comments, which I don't understand. Like, what's the big deal, YouTube? You used to show the comments. Now you don't. So why not? Okay, so this is going to be a sympathy card because, you know, unfortunately we do need sympathy cards. And so I'm taking the heartfelt condolences out of that Wild Ferns stamp set, and I'm going to stamp that on the inside of the card. Okay, so that's pretty much done. Now I'm going to close up my ink because I don't want to get ink on my fingers, because we all know that that could totally happen. All right, so now just to put this together, super simple. Actually, what is going on here? Oh, this happens to be a 4 1/4 by 11, but you're going to get a 5 1/2 by 8 1/2. It's going to be the same size card, so it doesn't make any difference. Okay, so I'm going to add my leafy image right there on the card. So let's go ahead and add some glue. And because I am using an embossed piece of cardstock, I like to add, what am I saying? Oh, you know what I have to do first? Hold on. You should put your designer series paper on here first, because just in case the designer series paper, oh, we have a few things we have to do before we stick that on. We're going to lay that on a silicone mat so that the glue doesn't get anywhere. We need to take this strip and we need to tear this. So I'm just going to go tear this kind of down the middle, and I'm pulling it towards me. That's going to give me that nice, fun, torn edge. And I'm going to add that to the back of this designer series paper. Now this little strip is a little longer, the pretty peacock, which is fine. So I'm just going to kind of try to line this up where I feel like it looks okay. All right, and then I'm going to snip, oh, not yet. I'm going to add this to my embossed layer. Then I'm going to snip off any excess. Okay, so we're going to stick that right to the edge. There we go. Like I said, I've got all that glue back there, so we're going to probably add a little bit more glue to this just to make sure that we have enough, since I did kind of get a bunch of it off onto my silicone mat. But that was a perfect thing to do, since I had screwed up and didn't put my layer down first. All right, so now we can put this down. Trying to center it as best I can. My eyes that are the worst, I swear. Okay, so that's what we have so far. Kind of a standard, you know, just a standard layout, nothing special. But you throw that designer series paper and a little bit of interest from a large sentiment, and you have a very, very simple card. So we're going to go ahead and do that, and then we're going to layer the white onto the old olive, centering that as best we can also. Okay, and then we're going to add this to the front here, and you can put it down, you can put it in the middle, whatever you want to do. I'm going to try to put it in the middle, you know, as best I can. I feel like that might be the middle. Kathleen said she had a crazy day to nothing. Oh, today nothing went. Had her hair done and people booked in her spot, and then she got home. Oh no, something died? Oh my gosh, Kathleen, I'm so sorry. She needs to go to bed and wait for tomorrow. Gosh, it sounds like I get that. That's terrible. I hope tomorrow is better. Okay, so we're going to bring in these cute little gems, and the beauty of these things that I love is that you can color these any color you want. So I'm going to bring in a pretty peacock marker, and I am going to color in 2 small gems and a large gem. And so I'm just kind of swirling this is my bullet tip. I like to use my bullet tip because I don't like to mess up my the other tip, the big one, painting kind of one, brush tip, that's what it's called. I don't like to mess that up, so I like to use my bullet tip, and I just kind of go over these gems a few times, and they take ink really, really well. And then we're just going to add them to the card. I kind of was thinking that maybe, I don't know, this might not work, we'll see. I was going to maybe try to add the gems like right where these little things sort of, you see what I'm doing here, since my words are hard. I'm trying to put the gems where the little leafy thing is going to go. So let me go ahead and add some glue to my leafy piece here. And we'll see what we think. I think I'm going to like it because it was kind of what I had in my head. The theme that I had in my head, but I think I got a little bit too much glue on one of those. Okay, so let's do this. And look how fun that is. So our little leafy piece just kind of accentuates our fun little gems. And you can add this to the inside and our card is done. So who doesn't love a super simple card? And again, your piece of cardstock will be opening, top to bottom. I don't know why I pulled this out. But it's just harder to work with this in a kit because then you have to cut it and fold it. So your card will open like this, but it'll be the same size. So there it is. Pretty simple. Card number 1. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. All right, so let's get card number 2 supplies out here. Move our gems out of the way. Okay, so here is card number 2, pieces and parts. And so what you're going to get in this kit is you're going to get a piece of old olive. This is how your card would open on card 1 also. So this is 8.5 by 5.5. We have a layer of white that is 4 by 5.25. I'm going to die cut these 2 diamond pieces again out of that linked together die set. You're going to get one in boho blue, one in white. And then you're going to get a piece of designer series paper. This is from that same pack of designer series paper. Let me see, where does this, how does this go together? Maybe it's like this. I cut mine already. But I'm going to have you guys cut yours. Is that it? No, I think that's it. Anyway, where's my directions here? So the DSP is going to measure 2.5 by 3 3/4, and then you're going to cut it in half at 1 7/8. I didn't get mine exactly in half because I just tried to eyeball it, and clearly I can't see, so they're not even. But hopefully yours will be better because I've got a dimension for you. And then you're also going to get a this little scrap here, die cut this little leafy piece because it's from the linked together dies. And then you're also going to get these little petal pink flowers. Okay, so I will die cut those for you also. So I'm doing a lot of the work for you. So you can get this kit and whip these cards out in no time whatsoever. All right, so what you want to do with these diagonal pieces is we're going to glue them to the front of the card. So they're going to be about like this. There's going to be about 1 inch in the middle. Okay, so that's why you can save a little bit of designer series paper. If you don't want to save designer series paper and you're just kind of watching me and you're going to make these cards on your own, go 2.5 by 4 3/4, and then you won't have to cut it and do any of that. But I just thought it was kind of fun to save some DSP sometimes, but some people don't like to, and that's totally fine. I get it. Just like we're going to use it. Okay, and then we're going to put some glue on that. And we're going to come over to this edge here, again leaving, I don't know, it's about probably a little more than 1/4 inch. Get that? Does that look even? I don't think it's even from top to bottom, like at all, but it is what it is. Then this thing we're going to cut in half. I recommend using a trimmer. If you don't want to, you don't have to. But I'm going to. So I'm going to try to put the points. Actually, let me get my other trimmer. That'd probably be easier. So I'm going to put the points in the track of my trimmer, both the top and the bottom. So I'm going to kind of try to hold those down. And then I'm going to start in, I believe, the middle of this and go up and come down. The reason I start in the middle is because sometimes what I have found is if I'm coming from the bottom or the top, sometimes when I hit that point, it will squish the point rather than cut it. And then it gets messed up. So I like to use my trimmer and start in the middle and go top and then come back down because that way I get a nice clean cut. Okay. So we're going to take these and we're going to add them to the back of this after we stamp on it. So we're going to have this be in its diamond shape like so. And we're going to bring in the thank you stamp and we're going to stamp this in some Misty Moonlight. So let me get this inked up. Okay, and we're going to stamp it on this diamond piece. So we're going to have our diamond like this. And then we're just going to try to center this as best we can. Obviously, this word is a little bigger than the diamond, but we're just going to do our best. So something like that. It should be mostly. So, I mean, you're definitely going to tell what the word says. I mean, the words say, you're not going to look at that and go, what is she trying to say? You're going to know it says thank you. Okay, so then what we're going to do is we're going to add our layer of white to these little boho blue pieces. Okay, so this is what's another fun thing about this die set is this fun diamond image. I think there's a few things you can do with this to make it a little bit more fun, and this is one of them where you can slice that one in half and then add these together. So I'm going to try to make that about the same distance all the way around as I did on the first one I laid down. If I don't have it right, since I use liquid glue, I do have a little bit of wiggle room. I have a little bit of time to get it figured out, and I think that looks pretty good. Okay, so then we're just going to add this to the front of the card. How fun is that? And it's not very hard at all. And I'm going to use some dimensionals. Whoops, that one I already peeled the backing. It came right off. No problem. So did that one. What the heck, Barb? How about this guy? I bet he's not going to come off. Ooh, I better get those out of the way. Okay, and here's another one. We'll stick that right in the middle. So, oh, that one's already got it. That one, that one, that one. So I just like to peel these off with my nails. They come off pretty easy if I smash my nail into them. Okay, what else do we have here? Oh, microwave. Okay. Oh gosh, her microwave died. Geez, that's been a, yeah, it's time to go to bed. I totally agree with you. Going to bed sounds like a good idea. All right, so I'm trying to center this on the designer series paper. And I think that's pretty good. Okay. And then we have our fun little piece, and we're going to kind of do just what we did on the card before, where we're going to kind of bring this in, and then we're going to add our little flowers all over this. So, you know what, we might be able to work this out. I don't know. We'd have to have a pretty tiny piece of dimensional, but it might work. We might be able to put some dimensionals down here on these little tiny leaves. Maybe. If we cut them small enough, it might work. Let's try that one. Okay, we're going to peel the backing off. Oh, get off, get off, get off. It's so small, I can't get a hold of it. There we go. Okay. So we'll see. Yeah, it's a little rough. It's not going to be the best thing I've ever done. It's not the best decision I've ever made. Let's go with that. That's not too bad. Okay, and then I'm just going to add a little bit more glue up in here on these little leafy pieces. Okay, and then we're going to stick this like so, and then we're going to bring in these little flowers. You're actually going to get 4 of them, and one of them you're going to put on the inside, okay, because you're also going to get this strip of paper. We haven't talked about that yet, but we will. I'm actually going to use a dimensional on this, on all of these little flowers, because then we're going to put a little gem in the middle. So we're going to put a little flower right there, and another little flower right there, and a third flower. And get that right here. Okay, so fun. They're so simple, these cards. All right, so then the inside piece, which is 4 by 5 1/4, we've got our 4th little flower here. We've got a 1/2 inch by 5 1/4 inch piece of boho blue designer series paper. That is from the 6 by 6 pack of In Colors from the 2023-2025 collection. And then I took another sentiment out of the Wild Ferns, and it says, "You are greatly appreciated," and I stamped that on the inside. Go ahead and get some glue there, and we'll get that added to the inside. I think like so. Okay. And then I'm going to bring in a boho blue marker, I think, and I'm going to color in 3 of these little pearls. Get them all nice. You know what I think? This might be too light of a color. let me try a Misty Moonlight. Let's go with the light. We'll see what happens. I mean, it's very light. It's very subtle. I don't think it's like dark enough. There we go. So I was kind of trying to go for a boho blue vibe, but I think this light Misty Moonlight will accomplish that for me. All right, get that, come back. There we go. So you can probably tell yourself by looking at them that they're a little bit darker now, but they still look really good. All right, and actually, I'm going to use some scissors because this little guy is kind of sliding around on me. And I'm just going to stick that right there in the center of each of these little flowers. So stinking cute. And these gems are just the perfect thing because you can color them. They take color so well. I love them so much. Okay, so there's the front. There's our inside. And there we have card number 2. Again, super simple. Nothing to it, really. All right, so let's get our third bucket out here. One more shameless plug for my product shares. For those of you that may be just joining us, I do product shares when any catalog is released, and I am doing them again for the upcoming January to April mini catalog, plus the online exclusives. So we have 14 papers, 9 embellishments, and 6 ribbons. We have an I Want It All share, which also includes a sampling of one of the brand new refreshed color papers. You'll get a surprise, one of those, a little sample of that. And then I also have a designer series paper share. So it's either the I Want It All or the designer series paper. The link is in the description of this video for you to register for yours. All right, card number 3. All right, here we go. This is another one so simple, again, just because these words make this so simple. All right, so what we have here is this is gray granite. So we have an 8.5 by 5.5 gray granite. We have a 4 by 5.25 gray granite, 4 by 5.25 white. You're going to get a 2.5-inch circle of this navy pattern of the paper. And then you're going to get like a 3/4 by 4.25 inch strip, and this is going to be for our sentiment. So let me go ahead and get the sentiment in here. I chose the Just Because for this one because that's kind of a card you could literally send to anybody for anything, right? So I'm going to ink it up in Moody Mauve. So let's just check it, make sure it's good. And I'm going to scooch this down just a skosh so that I can see. And this should fit right on there. You don't have to worry about if it's centered because we're going to just cut it apart. Okay, so that's going to make that even easier on you than having to think, oh my gosh, what if I can't get it on there? You can. All right, so this layer of gray granite, we're going to do a little scoring on it because it's going to just look really fun. So we're going to score this at 1/4 of an inch all the way around and then 1/2 of an inch all the way around. So I'm going to start at the 1/4 here, get my cutting blade out of the way, and I'm going 1/4 and 1/2. Oops, you know what you got to do first? So you got to stamp something on here. Hold on, I about lost it because that happens to me a lot. You need to find some kind of weed foliage piece in your stash of stamps. So I've got a lot of suggestions for you. So I chose Thoughtful Wishes because I like this little foliage piece here, but you could use Everyday Details and just ink up the flower portion because our circle is going to cover up a lot of it. So you could stamp it and then twist it and stamp it so that the pots overlap, and then the circle is going to cover the pots. Okay, so that would be a good choice. This little leafy piece in the Sweet Pea stamp set would also work. This little leafy piece in Friends for Life would work. The Flowers of Beauty, either one of these I think would work really well. The Country Flowers has this little guy right here that I think would work. Or, of course, Painted Lavender. That any of those larger images would work as well. So I'm sure that you guys have something in your stash that will work for this particular little thing that we're going to do here. And we're going to do this in some gray granite ink. No, we're not. We're doing it in Night of Navy. I'm like looking at the Night of Navy pad and I'm calling it gray granite. So what am I thinking? Who really knows? Okay. So I'm going to get a scratch paper because I am going to kind of go off the edge here just a little bit. Because that just makes it a little bit more random and that's just a little bit more fun. Okay, so we're going to start by inking up this large image, and this is again Night of Navy. Okay, And if you did it after you scored it, it's not really going to matter, I don't think, that much. But I'm going to stamp this something like this. So I have it on, or partially, so I'm going to, but again, I'm not making any sense. I'm just babbling. Your circle is going to cover anything that might look weird there, okay? So I'm going to ink it up again. And this time I'm going to kind of come up from the bottom like that. Again, my circle is going to cover it, so it's going to look fine. And then I think I'm going to come in on the side here and just add a little something like this. Okay, so that's all I'm going to do. And so you take whatever kind of foliage stamp that you want and just kind of mimic what I've done here. Now we can bring back the trimmer and we can finish our scoring. All right, so again, we're going to go at 1/4 of an inch and then 1/2. All right, we're going to rotate that. We're going to go 1/4 once again, and then 1/2, and then finally at the bottom, 1/4 and 1/2. And if you have the scoreboard, it would work just fine. Just go all the way around at the 1/4 and 1/2. So that just gives our little simple card a little more interest when you do something like that. Just gives it some added fun. Okay, so then we're going to take our sentiment that we did and we're going to cut it out, each word. Whoops, I must have some glue on my scissors. So I'm just going to snip around this. It's all nice straight cuts. Just following the length of the word here. I'm so excited to watch a football game with my daughter. We have the Broncos playing tonight, and since she lives in Denver now, she's become a Broncos fan. And she's actually really getting into football, which kind of excites me because before, when my kids were little, and my son still could care less, he hates football, but she used to hate it too, and now she likes it. So I'm kind of excited that we can kind of, do that together. We can watch some games. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and add my my circle right here. So I'm going to bring in some dimensionals. And of course, if you wanted to use the floral pattern on the other side, you absolutely can. You can use either side. It doesn't make any difference. And of course, you can use any colors. I think I found all these color combinations on the color coach. Let's just pull this color coach in here and see. So this is a gray granite. Is that what I was looking at here? I thought I did. Gray granite. No, maybe not, because I used, maybe it was Moody Mauve that I've looked for. Usually get all of my color combos off this thing because I just love using it. I think it's amazing. Moody Mauve, here we go. We have last year's thing and this year's thing. Nope. I don't know where I found this. Navy? Did I look under navy? Good Lord, did I just pull it out of my rear end? I honestly don't know now. What the heck? Oh, right there. This was one. This may have been from last year. This may have been a color card from last year where we were kind of spotlighting those older colors. But here we have Night of Navy, Moody Mauve, and Gray Granite. So I get most of my color combinations off of the color coach. So it is a super handy tool. And I do have a free download on my blog. If you go to barbstamps.com/shop, that takes you to my online store. And if you just kind of scroll through, there are lots of free downloads in there for you. And you can just download any of them that you need. And this happens to be one of them. And I just printed on white cardstock and cut them apart and put them on a ring. And then I did save the ones from last year also because I thought, why wouldn't I? Just because the colors change doesn't mean that the color coach cards are bad. I got to get some of that glue off there. And so, yeah, I just keep saving them and adding them to my ring. Okay, so there we have that. Then we're going to bring in a Night of Navy marker. And we're going to color the gems again. Because it's just so easy and fun to make gems in any color. And these gems have actually been around for a little while. So I am a huge fan of them. I like them plain too. But I was trying to look through my gems to think of what gem would go with all these color combinations that I had. And I didn't really have any that were going to be like foolproof, go for everything. And so I thought to myself, what could I do? And then all of a sudden this popped into my brain and I was like, oh yes, that's what we're going to do. Okay. So we're just going to scoop them off here, and I'm going to add one right there. And then I'm going to add a couple right here around the top of the circle, top side of the circle. And that's just going to add even a little bit more interest to the fun, to the card. Then for the inside, we have that same paper. This is a 3/4 by 4-inch strip. And then this is the sentiment that I chose out of the Wild Ferns, which says, wishing you well today, tomorrow, and every day that follows, which I thought was really nice. All right, so let's add our dimensionals to this. And when you press your fingernail into them, it kind of lifts up one of the edges, and then you can get them off a little bit easier. All right, so trying to center that. And then we'll add this to the inside. And I did stamp my sentiment on the inside in Moody Mauve also. A little more glue right there. And so this will conclude our class. I hope you guys liked these ideas and that you definitely put some of them into practice using other designer series papers that you might have, because you can literally use any designer series paper. This stamp set is so versatile. You can use any designer series paper and you just change the colors of the cards. Like if you decided to go with a piece of designer series paper that was, let's say, peach pie, you could use Pretty in Pink and like Lemon Lime Twist or something like that. And just make it that, and just pull out your color coach. Literally just pull out your color coach and say, okay, what my designer series paper is, let's just randomly pick something. How about Petal Pink? So I'm going to use Moody Mauve and Copper Clay with that. So there you go right there. You have your Petal Pink designer series paper. You can put your phrase in Moody Mauve. Your background papers can be Copper Clay. So don't be afraid to use this. It is super helpful. I use it all the time because I'm a little bit color challenged. Art is not like my first language, if you know what I'm saying. I have always been more of a numbers person. So, you know, typing up tutorials, figuring out measurements of things, that's a little bit more my style and in my wheelhouse than actually, you know, color combinations. So I rely on that color coach constantly. So let's see what we have. Beverly, thank you. Also, you have a wonderful Christmas. Thank you, Shirley. She said they're pretty cards. I thought so too. I really like them. Courtney loves the scoring touch. Me too. It just adds a little extra and it doesn't cost anything more. It's not going to make your card any thicker when you go to send it through the mail. None of that stuff. It's just a great thing to do. Mary Ellen's just joining from California. And Merry Christmas to you, Tony. So thank you guys again so much for watching and playing along with me today. Please feel free to thumbs up the video and share it if you're able to. You can also share the post I made on Facebook on my Stampin' Is My Job Facebook page. I would love it if you shared from there also. Again, an order of $50 or more in my online store at shoppingwithbarb.com will get you the card kit to make these. And again, you will get everything. You will get the designer series papers already cut. You will get all these die cut pieces already cut. You'll get this circle. You'll have to do your scoring and your stamping. But remember that the stamp set is only $10, you guys. It's so crazy to me. So a $10 stamp set, super affordable. So if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. I try to get back to them. I don't always get back to them like super quickly, but I do try. And register for product shares. I have links to my card classes in the description of this video also. I'm a day late on my 12 weeks of Christmas. I'm going to get that out hopefully tonight while we're watching the football game. And again, I will see you guys on January the 2nd for my next class. So I wish you guys all a Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Holidays, whatever you celebrate during this time of year. I hope it's wonderful for you and that it's memorable and that you have a fantastic time. So I will see you guys again next year. Love saying that. It's so funny. All right, guys. Bye-bye.